is what were some of the struggles you faced prior to the pandemic, prior to everything happening? Like, what were some of the adjustments that you had to
With
make
education in general?
with education?
Art?
And, yep,
Girl.
art and everything.
Mm.
What was that experience like, you know, like altering all of your curriculum and then converting it to the online experience, or
Oh man.
I was basically,
Yeah.
I was just trying to live. He can take this one.
Oh,
Yeah. Chaos. You know, it was chaotic. It was our little school had a scare of a kid possibly having COVID. And it was just instantly shut down. So we were, you know, our curriculum went just haywire. It was basically just trying to get kids information, just something to do. All the, you know, where we were, let's see, you know, K1, 2, we were like ready to work on something to show their parents. So just like a showcase of some sort. We were about to go into that. And then this happened, and it was like, it's not going to happen. We can't try to do something online. I mean, honestly, that wasn't even the conversation right when it hit. It was, is everybody safe? You know, just literally checking in with the kids. And then, yeah, I know most of the curriculums just went to the wayside. You know, the classroom teachers were still trying, at least in my school, were trying to teach live, like at least 3 times a week.
oh wow.
You know, and wanting to get the kids on to just see how they're doing, really. Like, it was kind of the ploy of like, just want to see how you're doing. But then getting, I should say, the guidance from our administration to teach them still. It was tough. In the arts, as a coordinator, you know, talking with them, I told my arts team to, like, you know, bring them in, have them do some like very simple things. Where at the end of the day, you know, they're not going to learn terms and, you know, be able to take a test in this moment, you know, for, I'm thinking 5th graders. It was really just, when we went into it, we knew that we were, you know, the start of the next year is going to have to be teaching what we didn't teach at the end. So like, we were trying to throw out some terms and few things to learn, but we just knew that people were struggling. Which takes me to the point where, God, I don't know, but I don't know what other districts are doing, but I hope they're talking about what these kids missed at the end of their spring semester. Like,
Right.
In my case, I'm just thinking, like, do the 2nd grade teachers know what the 1st grade teachers didn't teach? Because it could be something huge as far, you know, it could be addition. You know what I mean? So it's like, how far did they get? Because we could start 2nd grade with, you know, again, I don't know exactly what they teach in 2nd grade, honestly, but like, you got to start from the foundation. Do they even have that foundation? You know, and that can go from K to 12. It's like, you know, did they learn algebra? And then, like, they're supposed to be in like honors algebra next year. It's like, do we actually know that they've learned, especially when you didn't have to grade them, you know, especially to like the fullest extent, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
That's just such a crucial block, you know, like K through 2, like you were saying, that foundation. That's when all of that is set, you know, from alphabet, the simple thing, like, and like you said, addition, like that's like crucial. So it's sort of scary to think how, you know, behind some of these students might be.
Yeah, and you know, in kindergarten
next year.
Yeah, in kindergarten, like, I don't actually know, but I know in kindergarten they're learning how to just be in a classroom with the other kids. You know, that's all year. Literally, that is all year, because they changed drastically from kindergarten to 1st grade. So it's like,
right,
you know, they missed that for 2 months. Now they're just at home with mom and dad. And it's
Right.
like, how did, what did they miss in that? And now it's like they're really, I hope we're able to really think like, okay, these are actually kindergartners, these first graders. They really are. And like trying to get them back up to speed, but how fast do you do it? And there's no answers.
Right.
But I hope people are, and administration specifically, are understanding of that.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Colette. What was your experience like with the musical being canceled and musicals? What was that for you? Because you were in the middle of a run, right?
Yeah.
The show was
Literally, like, I mean, I have heard, I haven't been able to be back. There was one school where we were in the middle of it. Like, we did the first weekend, and then there was supposed to be the second weekend, and the school shut down. And the other school that I just did the choreography for, we never had to perform. And that was heartbreaking because I felt really good about that choreo. And they had actually, like, we were supposed to go into like runs and everything. That was going to be a great show. And it's weird because everybody, and I know your show got canceled, just heartbreaking.
yeah.
With kids. And I think it's unique having later on had shows that were canceled. It's different. It is totally different for kids than for us as adults.
Yeah.
There's something uniquely heartbreaking for them, having been in contact with all the kids over the summer.
Yeah.
They have that hope.
Mm-hmm.
One of the reasons why I'm so passionate about theater education and theater in the schools is because it serves such a different purpose for children than it does for us. We need it so much. And it's what it was for me in my development as expression, as a release, as an escape, as connection, as all of these things that you need to become emotionally healthy. I'm far from like emotionally healthy as an adult, but it helps you get there, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. As
an adult, for us, I really see it as an art and something for other people. And so I understand. I have a sadness that the shows this summer that I was supposed to do were canceled because I'm not able to give something. But I'm not grieving a loss for myself so much. Right? Like, I'm sad that I didn't get to create. Like, that's how I'm fulfilled. But I can redirect that energy and try to create when I feel like it in other ways. The kids, they lose that bonding. They lose that hope. They lose that fulfillment in so many ways that we need at this stage.
Right.
And it's been really difficult because everybody understands the kids whose shows were completely canceled. My kids who got the one weekend, everybody seems to kind of think, well, you got your one weekend. Right. There's so much that you do the second weekend. It's only that you were looking forward to doing better.
Right.
It's only like you have in your head, I really fucked up that scene, or one of my kids got injured and he didn't get to do one of the performances. And he was counting on coming back and making up for it. For my seniors, we have traditions that we do on closing night. Things that we do over both weekends, writing notes to each other that never happened. Yeah. There's so much that happens over the course of that run that is so different for children.
Right.
It's so different for children. It means so much more to them that needed to be fulfilled and literally never can.
Yeah.
We just had the kind of end of year party and try to do kind of some of it with the senior speeches or whatever, but it's not the same.
No.
Right.
And that changes, you know, something that like literally within the troupe you look forward to for 4 years. You see people ahead of you, you know what I mean? You begin to have a reverence and a respect, and
Yeah.
it makes me so sad for them. It makes me, it just breaks my heart in a different way. I've heard from people, I haven't been able to be back at the school yet, that it looks like a deserted, like strangely like ghost stage, because we all thought we were coming back like literally that week to clean up and like do whatever, and costumes are kind of just like shoes scattered, and it's all there just waiting, and nobody's been there, and it's just kind of, you know, kids are like, I haven't been able to like get anything. So
Right.
it's it's strange, and for those kids in particular, I'm especially sad because those are the ones that I'm not able to go back and take on that responsibility with my health.
Yeah.
So it's uniquely difficult. I just hope I hope they have theater this week because they need it.
So sad. It's terrible. And especially like, you know, what we do is just so like the arts are just like you were all saying, like the arts are so important. And even just the simple thing as like an energy circle in theater, like, you know, just being in that and being able to have that human interaction and connection, and especially during this time and our current social climate too, just being able to embrace everyone for who they are, you know, like, and what they are and what they were born as, you know. It's just so sad to not be able to have that and, you know, go back to that safe space. And my heart breaks, especially for those seniors too. You know, I cannot imagine. I can't.
Yeah. It's heartbreaking because I didn't say this on here, but I'm a director at a high school as well. We didn't get to, you know, do any of those runs. It's you know, like Colette's saying, it's just it affects all of these kids, no matter where they were in the process, because you're always looking forward to something. You know, my kids were looking forward to finally putting the show all together, where they've been working on the individual scenes so much that they're like, oh great, now we get to actually see it flow. Sorry, I have a cat.
Oh, cats making an appearance.
Oh,
Snoopy.
He's probably looking for me. That's my baby.
That's your baby.
That's
But I have
her
to.
baby.
The greatest thing about, I have to commend our community, our theater community, our performing arts community, because we have truly stepped up during this pandemic. I realize that in some ways, not stepped up as we should with some issues, but, and I want, this is one of the reasons why it is so great to be a part of theater, is because it is such a unique experience. It's such a fabulous bonding experience. When somebody is part of theater, they're part of your extended family. It's like your fifth cousin removed, something like that. That when I got sick, people heard about it and literally reached out to me from across the world, because I've done opera with them however many years ago, and they had either heard about me or they were familiar with my name, and they just knew I was a performer.
Right.
Writing things, you know, on Facebook, checking in with my friend who's in Germany to like see how I was doing, and that's how widespread and how caring our community is, and we recognize that you're one of us.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they hadn't seen me in however long, or they didn't even know my fucking face. Quite frankly, it was just, you're one of us. You know? And I think that's what's so special about our community, is that we know that we go through certain hardships and certain beautiful things that other, you know, people necessarily don't experience. That when you go through something difficult, Brandon, we're there with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Is to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is the theater community's responsibility. It is our responsibility to take up and say we can do better.
Yeah.
You know, and we should own that more. I think that's one of the best things about our community. I'm was really blessed by that, and I want our kids to know that even if we do have a break here and theater doesn't happen for a short time, you're still a family.
Right.
And to keep in touch and know that honey, it's been going on for thousands of years. It'll find a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. She's pow-her-ful.
That's right. That is right.
Is there anything else you guys wanted to express, or like the floor is yours? That's all my questions.
Yeah. No.
I think I just want to say kind of what I said to you at the beginning, that I think there's this misconception that if you don't die from COVID and you're living, that you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't express it. I can't express enough. That's not true. And we have to take this seriously. My life is never going to be the same. And I wish that I could make it that nobody else ever got this virus again. Because it devastates you. Please protect our babies. And please protect yourselves. Because right now I'm so scared. And I've already been through it. And literally our doctors don't know anything. That's what they keep saying, is we don't know. And every new symptom, every new rash, I still get fevers. I can't function. I know I seem okay here, but it's not okay. Please, please wear your masks and take care of yourselves. This isn't over. And just because somebody lives doesn't mean that it's not a big deal. I can't walk more than a couple blocks. I feel like I'm drowning when I'm just laying in bed because I can't breathe. Please protect our children, because they shouldn't have to go through this. Nobody else should. It's awful. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad that. Thank you for opening up your heart and sharing your experience with us, both of you. I appreciate you both. I love you both
Appreciate you.
dearly.
Love you.
Thank you. Thank
Love
you.
you
Thank
too.